That's the real question.
This is about finding the right person, man. Like, when you find the right...
This is about, what was this, Pokemon, bro?
I don't know. It really is what it is.
You
like,
just gotta pick them all.
Like, first and foremost, not all men are shallow. We ain't all shallow. First and foremost, let's say that. First and foremost, we ain't shallow.
That's what I said.
We all straightforward, to the point. Get into it, first and foremost. No, I just think that growth is important. I feel like when you meet somebody who has no red flags, that's when your red flags are revealed. If that makes sense. When you meet somebody who brings that out of you, like shows you your flaws, that's when you really grow. So if a girl keeps telling you the same thing, you stuck in communication, you can't talk. This girl says, you struggle to talk. Maybe you really do struggle to talk. Don't just lash on the world and say, forget everybody and just go on a whole mad rant. Social media, I ain't gonna lie, a lot of these dudes, they seen this butt hurt.
No, they
be butt hurt. Like, just...
Who hurt you?
It's like, I be like, yo, I pray for them sometimes. It's like, yo, who hurt you?
And it's not just men, it's also women too.
You know what?
Now
Amen to that. Tabi, thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying that.
That's why I told you I don't like to generalize.
Now, the fact that I ain't got a mill in my account, I'm just a playboy. I ain't nothing. You feel me? It's like, dang.
She didn't say all that.
I heard, but I'm saying like social media in that regard. It's just like, the standards are just so up here, and it's like everybody's down here though.
I think when it comes to it, like again what we said, a good time or a long time. Like some people, they just in it to have a good time, but they get with somebody who wants to have a long time, and it doesn't match, and then somebody gets hurt.
That has to be stated at the front when y'all first meet, like those first initial conversations.
Some people don't say that sometimes.
Yeah, you messing with the wrong person because intentions is important.
Yeah, you have to let that person know this is what I want, and they have to let you know that this is what they want as well, because then you'll know, okay, whether this is for a good time or a long time.
You know what's weird? I think sometimes with guys, like, I'll say this is a guy perspective. I don't know if girls go through this as well. But sometimes it's like, you really like this person. You put an emphasis on this person up front, and you hesitate to tell them stuff or have those kind of conversations, whether you want a good time or a long time with. Like, you don't want to have that conversation because you're like, dang, I don't want to lose this girl. She's so good. She's so fine. She's so this, that, and third.
It's in moments like that that women really appreciate because it's vulnerability. Like, you got to be vulnerable. And it's like, you got to say what's on your heart. And when you go through instances where you're not vulnerable and you realize you lose somebody, that's when you're like, all right, let me say what's really on my mind.
Yeah.
You know, because it's like the risk and reward. Like, if we're not on the same page, either way is going downhill. But if we speak about it, we're on the same page, the success can be so high.
Yeah.
So you got to be vulnerable as a man. Not be scared to say what's on your mind.
Tell me, are girls afraid to be vulnerable?
Not
or at
at
least
all.
these days?
Not at all.
Yeah. The girls are?
Yeah, some girls
Yeah,
are.
It depends. It depends on the person. I mean, this day and age, I've seen a lot of women who are just more headstrong, and they tell you exactly how they feel.
They be aggressive with it.
Yes, they tell you exactly how you feel, like, in this day and age. But yeah, there's some people who, like, and I used to be like that. Like, I used to be like the go with the flow type of person. Like, I struggled to say, okay, exactly like how I felt in that moment. Like, I'll come back later and like tell the person. But now it's just like, okay, if I thought of it, you definitely got to say it because it's important. So I'm still working on that, but I've gotten better with it.
I made tiny baby steps. I can tell you how I feel, but then I have to come back and, like, I'm better at writing how I feel. I'm not a verbal, like, when I feel some type of way, I'm better at writing it. I'm not verbal or I'm not vocal about it.
You know what's crazy? I heard something about that. Like, I remember hearing this on TikTok, this couple, right? They were talking about, like, they were discussing whether to have, like, you know, another baby. They had one already. They were trying to discuss whether to have another baby. One person was against it. One person was with it. What they did was, like, they both wrote out, like, what their points were, gave it to each other for, like, a day to, like, go over it, and then come together to talk about it. I think that goes best with what you said. Like, having that vulnerability, be able to talk out your feelings, understand it, and kind of go through it intentionally. And then avoid conversations or avoid times where you feel, like, pressured or you don't want to, like, let off your feelings. You're okay with being vulnerable in that sense. But how do you establish that in the dating phase, in a sense? That's a real question.
This is about finding the right person, man. Like, when you find the right.
This what was this Pokemon, bro?
I don't. It really is what it is.
You
like,
just gotta pick them off.
Like when you find that right person, everything just clicks.
It's just
it makes no. You don't even realize it's clicking. It's like this click after this after this after this.
Like you won't even.
And you don't have to second guess or really think too deep into it. So it's all about finding the right person.
Some people will laugh at you when you tell them how you feel.
Exactly.
Some won't.
Some dudes go through that. They tell the girl how they feel, and then
Well,
she'll throw it in
wrong
their
for that,
face.
yeah.
This, that, and third, and it's like they'll go.
I
into
don't
that
think it's
mode
that. It's more. I feel like that is also another thing. Another thing is like bringing it back up like months down the line.
Yeah.
That's what a traumatizer do. Like when we vulnerable in this moment, and then you bring it up 10 months down the line. I'm like, God, I thought you forgave me. Like, what we doing?
What's going on?
It's like that's what really.
Yeah, and then some guys make the conclusion like, okay, she took advantage of the feelings now. No more turns
ain't
around.
nobody.
And then you
Yeah.
get those guys on
Yeah.
social media talking all that crazy about women.
And it's just like, I'm sorry to that man.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I
I'm sorry.
apologize to you.
I apologize on
personally.
behalf of the woman that hurt you. I shouldn't have done that.
You know what's crazy? Guys will never do that.
What?
Apologize on behalf of all guys.
Hell no.
No, I'm joking.
I'm not responsible for y'all. That's y'all decision.
Me
But-
neither, but you know.
Of course, a person's hurt is their own responsibility. They have to
Absolutely.
grow through that. You can't let their trauma leak onto the other person.
Yes.
That's true.
You gotta heal before you try to go into another relationship, because you're gonna drag the same mess that you're
Problems,
feeling.
extra baggage that
Yeah.
is unnecessary.
Yeah,
You
and
don't
then-
want to get paid the over luggage fee at the airport. No.
Okay, I love the analogy
Yes,
there. I
Kim,
love
yes.
like that one.
That feed be hurt.
Yes. And then you're wondering why your next relationship isn't working, because you didn't even heal from the first.